good evening, and welcome you all to the 174th episode of Business Bytes with Bhavana. So, today we're going to talk to a member guest from Bangalore. And something that we're going to talk is really interesting. We don't have too many people into this category of business, I believe, as far as I know at least. But this is something really, really important for us to know. Ante, do we want to take this into consideration for our businesses and or not? అనేది secondary అయితే, but do we at least know that something like this is there and that can be applicable for our businesses also is another thing which is really important. So when we in general talk about something, we say brand అంటాం కదా ఏదైనా, మేడ్ బి క్లోత్స్, మేడ్ బి రెస్టారెంట్స్, మేడ్ బి ఎనీ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఆర్ రెప్యుటేషన్ ప్రెస్టీజ్ అంటాం కదా అలా. సో దిస్ ఇస్ సంథింగ్ రిలేటెడ్ టు దాట్ అని కూడా చెప్పొచ్చు. So with this small introduction, I think we will get into the show, and it's time to welcome our member guest of the day, Rajesh Garu. Hello, Rajesh. Good evening. How are you doing?
Hello, Bhavana Garu. I'm doing very good. Thank you so much for inviting me to your show. How are you
It's
doing?
my pleasure to have you, and I'm doing great. Thank you so much.
Thank
So,
you so much.
Rajesh Balasubramanian Garu. So, he's the chief consultant of SGC Services. So, in today's episode, we are going to understand what is SGC Services into, and what are their services that they provide. Why is it important? Journey of Rajesh Garu, ups and downs, and tips and tricks, and whatsoever possible. We are going to talk all of that in today's show. So stay tuned. So
Definitely.
Rajesh Garu,
Chapandi man.
yes. I think we have a lot of audience also who has joined us live. A very good evening to everyone, and thanks for joining in.
A very good evening to all the WeVysya members and other audience who have joined from every part into the show. So thank you so much for being part of the show.
Yes,
Especially if anybody is from my chapter through our house, extended warm welcome to them.
definitely. So we have Sanjay Garu from Bangalore. Hi guys, Bhavna and Rajesh. Good luck, Sanjay Garu here. Ani చెప్తున్నారు.
Very, very, very charming person, always inspiring others. Sanjay
Yes.
Garu, the words fall short. What to appraise you.
రవి కుమార్ గారు గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ అంటున్నారు. మురళి గారు హ్యాపీ ఈవినింగ్ అంటున్నారు. GP Malepati Garu from Vijayawada. Good evening, Bhavna Garu, and welcome Rajesh Garu to most popular show among Arya entrepreneurs. Wish to know about your business అంటున్నారు.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much.
జయా చిన్ని గారు గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ అంటున్నారు. లక్ష్మీకాంత్ గారు హాయ్ భావన గారు అండ్ రాజేష్ గారు. దిస్ ఈస్ లక్ష్మీకాంత్ ఫ్రమ్ వివైశ్య కౌశిక. కౌశిక ఇస్ అ హౌస్ ఫ్రమ్ విజయవాడ. So
Yes.
this is Lakshmikant Gar from Kaushika Antunar. Yes, to all the audience out there, please stay tuned. So Rajesh Garu, tell me about SGC services. I think once you start speaking about your services, we'll have a lot of questions coming in. So let us start from here.
Okay, yeah. So to introduce my our organization, STC Services is a company which is mainly into a services category. As you know, the name it's STC Services. So we are basically as management system consultants. So what is management system consultants? And uh, many people are into many business. As I always say, for example, mana Vysya members say like if we have a network, we all are recognized that we are a Vysya member, and we have a brand that we carry also. Kada. Plus, even whenever we provide a service, we hold that responsibility. Okay, when Vysya reference and we carry that responsibility to stay committed to that. Kada. Adhe tarah, there is something which is very popular globally called as ISO standards. So when
Yes.
any business gets recognized by ISO standards, they hold the accountability that they are a good reputed business, and customers can engage in business proceedings with a lot of confidence and reliability with them. బికాస్ ఇప్పుడు మనం చెప్పొచ్చు ఐఎమ్ డూయింగ్ వెరీ గుడ్, నేను చాలా మంచోడు, నేను చాలా బాగా చేస్తాను పని అనేసి చెప్పొచ్చు. బట్ పక్కన వాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా చెప్తే నో రాజేష్ ఇస్ గుడ్, లే భావన గారు గుడ్ అంటే వీ టేక్ దట్ ఇన్ టు కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ కదా. సో వాట్
Absolutely
హ్యాపన్స్
right.
ఇస్ ఐఎస్ఓ డస్ దట్. సో దెర్ ఇస్ అ థర్డ్ పార్టీ హూ ఇస్ ఎవరు తెలియకుండా ఒక బిజినెస్కి కనెక్ట్ లేకుండా ఒక ఇండివిజువల్ పర్సన్ ఇస్ వాకింగ్ ఇన్ టు ద బిజినెస్. ఎలా చేస్తున్నారు, ఏం చేస్తున్నారు, ఒక ప్రోడక్ట్ ఎట్లా తయారిస్తున్నారు, ఏం స్టాండర్డ్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేస్తున్నారు, ఇఫ్ ఇట్స్ అ హోటల్ ఎట్లా కుక్ చేస్తున్నారు, ఎట్లా సర్వ్ చేస్తున్నారు, అంబియన్స్ ఎట్లుంది, క్లెన్లీనెస్ ఎట్లుంది, హైజీనిటీ ఎట్లుంది, ఇఫ్ ఇట్స్ అ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ కంపెనీ కోడింగ్ ఎలా చేస్తున్నారు, రిలీజ్ ఎలా చేస్తున్నారు, టెస్టింగ్ ఎలా చేస్తున్నారు, అప్ టైమ్ ఎలా మానిటర్ చేస్తున్నారు. యు నేమ్ ద ఇండస్ట్రీ, ఎవ్రీ ఇండస్ట్రీ విల్ హ్యావ్ దేర్ ఓన్ బెంచ్ మార్క్స్ దట్ దే హ్యావ్ టు మీట్ కదా. సో a third party sees this and recognizes this and it tells them that yes you are good, and now they give you a certificate telling that
Right.
yes you are good kada. So there'll always be a question, what should I do to get this certificate? That is what SGC services are there for. So
Okay.
whenever if any business is interested to get any form of an ISO certification, or in big businesses there'll be vendor qualification process, vendor supplier customer question and పంపిస్తారు, ఇవన్నీ ఉందా మీ దగ్గర చెప్పండి అనేసి. So we
Yes.
help businesses to fulfill those qualifications and get certified and get more business. So you give us business, we ensure we get you more business. So that is what SGC
Absolutely.
services does now.
Right. So when we're talking about ISO, ISO stands for International Organization for Standardization, right?
Perfect, ma'am.
So having this certification, it will give trust, as you said, like to the clients and customers, because that when somebody has the credibility, the trust will increase, and even the other business partners like the counterpart of the business, they will have more
See,
trust.
in yeah, ma'am. As you said, no, in this present generation of business, competition is there everywhere. It's not, there is no monopoly in the business,
Oh.
and moreover, the market is so diversified that the brand name we carry may not be able
Mm.
to connect with anyone. For example, those who are old Bangaloreans, వాళ్ళకి తెలుసు ఓకే స్వీట్ అంటే ఇక్కడ పోవాలా, ఒక బట్టలు అంటే మనం ఇక్కడ పోతాము ఎందుకంటే మా తాత మా నాయన వాళ్ళందరూ అక్కడ తీసుకుంటారు అనేసి. బట్ ద యంగర్
Mm.
జనరేషన్ don't have that kind of legacy that they can connect with. Okay, this means this అనేసి ఆ legacy లేదు. So now what they require is, if I'm going somewhere, will I get a proper customer service, will I get a proper product, can I rely on that product అనే ఒక క్వశ్చన్ వచ్చినప్పుడు most of them look forward
Mm.
on what is the credibilities that they have అనేసి. So definitely ISO provides
Mm.
that credibility, and very important, a reliability to customer, a confidence to customer that yes I can step into this shop, I can step into this business, I can engage with this product with confidence అనేసి.
Correct.
So ultimately,
That.
quality is always the essence of what we give kada. So ISO standards looks into all aspects, right from your for example, let's say if you're going for a a small trading shop and how is your business, మీ షాప్లో ఉండే ఒక ఎంప్లాయీస్ ఒక కస్టమర్ ఎట్లా ఇంటరాక్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు, that is also quality. If a customer
Mm.
comes and sits on your chair and if the chair is broken, he gets a first impression that your chair is not proper, what this person will serve me.
What can you serve me? Yeah.
Is it not? So quality is in the essence of what you see always. And మనము బిజినెస్ లో ఏమవుతుంది, డే ఇన్ అండ్ డే అవుట్ వీ సీ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ హౌ వీఆర్ ఇన్ టు ఇట్. సో తను ఇంకా
Mm.
బయట చూసేది కష్టమవుతుంది. అండ్ ఇండిపెండెంట్ ఆడిటర్ when they walks in, they can always tell that you can improvise like this, you can change like this, and you can improve like this అనేటప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, the business also gets a platform to understand how they can change to better.
Right. Very rightly said, Rajesh Garu, I think. And when we talk about the certifications and I think some business domains, right, they feel like, ఇది మాకి కాదు అంటే, might be this is not for me. This is like maybe for corporates or higher companies or things like that. So what is your take on it? Who all can
Uh,
are able to get these certifications?
See, ISO has a wide range of certifications. It's not just one single standard. There are multiple standards. If you club all the standards together, there are more than 35,000 standards by ISO. So it's not that
Hmm.
all are applicable to all. See, some standards are called as system standards, and some standards are called as product standards. Product
Hmm.
standards అంటే, for example, you have a water bottle in front of you, and if you rotate the bottle, you might see a mark on that called ISI and IS
Hmm.
1454. These are
Right.
generally called as product standards. ఏమి అంటే ఒక ప్రోడక్ట్ ఒక వాటర్ ఇట్లే ఉండాలా, టేస్ట్ ఇట్లే ఉండాలా, pH వాల్యూ ఇట్లే ఉండాలా, దాంట్లో కాల్షియం ఇంతే ఉండాలా అని క్లీన్గా స్పెసిఫై ఉంటుంది. And on the
Yes.
other hand, it's called as a system standard, which are general. These general standards can be applied to any business. Okay, but
Okay.
there are
Hmm.
some focused standards here and some normal standards. Normal standard ante emi ante the basic standard which any business can apply, like whether you are baking bread or making automobiles. Any business can apply the standard called ISO 9001, which is for quality management system in the business. So as far as you're a business, you
Okay.
are a registered entity
Mm.
and you have a customer to serve and
Mm.
you are existing in your business, then definitely you can apply the standard. And one thing what I always have seen in my work experiences, many people will have a question, the complexity. This is a complex, how cumbersome is it? As a small business, can I take it up? Well, we have
Yes.
done for a one person company to a MNC handling of more than 20,000 people pan globe. So it's possible to every company. I always say there is only two things that I have to have there. I call it as the two I. One is intent and the other one is interest. If you have the intent and the interest, then you can get it.
I remember one thing that my dad used to tell, like, because whenever you whatever you want to do, you do understand the purpose of it. So when you
Very
say
true.
intent, I think I could just connect there.
Correct.
So rightly said. So to all the audience out there, whatever business you're owning, like Rajesh Garu was giving an example, even if it's a single person company, there is a possibility that you get certain certifications related to your domain of business, and so that way the credibility of your business or a company is increased, right?
Yeah,
So explore these options, and to explore these options you could always connect to Rajesh Garu and
thank you, ma'am.
understand more about it. Hi Chappi, understand first what is it, and then you can decide, like, you really want the services or not. So there's nothing wrong in connecting. So to know more about SGC services, visit www.sgcservices.in, or you can contact Mr. Rajesh at 9986694208, 9986694208. You could just say him hello, or you could WhatsApp him, call him, and Rajesh Garu is always open to discuss and listen to you and give your suggestion or inputs
Definitely.
in whatever direction you're looking for. What, Rajesh Garu?
Definitely, ma'am. Definitely. Thank you so much.
All right. So we have more audience who's joined in live. Shweta Garu, hello. Bhavana Garu and Rajesh Garu antunaru. Hello, Andy. Thanks for
Thank
joining in. Bogavarapu Chinna Babu Garu. Good evening from Guntur Varuna antunaru. Good evening, Andy. Thanks for joining in. Good evening, Bhavna Garu and Rajesh Garu antunaru. Krishna Gupta Garu. Good evening, Andy. Good evening, both of you. Nice to see Rajesh sir. You are great going antunaru. Unnati Garu.
thank you, Unnati.
BSA Gupta Garu. Wow, nice to see Rajesh sir in 3B antunaru.
Welcome. Thank you, Gupta sir.
జస్ట్ రీచ్డ్ హోమ్ మిస్డ్ ఇట్ అంటున్నారు. మిస్ కాలేదు సార్, ఇప్పుడే స్టార్ట్ చేసాం.
మీరు
రైట్
లేట్
టైంలో చూస్తాం.
సార్ సార్ మీరు మిస్ చేయకూడదు అనేసి మేము కరెక్ట్ టైంకి స్టార్ట్ చేసాం సార్ మీరు ఉండే టైంకి.
All right. So while we are talking more about SGC services, and now we understand what is SGC services into ani. So to all the audience, Yavarena, if you have taken services from SGC services, share your experiences in the comment section so that others know more about it. And if you have any questions, Nadi Lanti business, Naki aim applicable, can I also get this done? Whatever kind of questions that might be coming to your mind, do not hesitate. Please post it in the comment section, and Rajesh Garu will be able to take up the questions and help us with the right answers in the right direction.
Definitely.
So, Rajesh Garu, when did you start SGC services? Tell me a little bit about
So
yourself and the start of SGC service.
it's been more than a decade. Last 10 years, I've been into this activity. Started
Okay.
as a freelancer in my couple of years of my early journey, where
Hmm.
definitely see what business I am in is a very niche segment. Not many people would have heard it. My father himself, he wouldn't know what was it. He was asking, "What are you into?" So many
Yes.
times, I keep getting questions from my own family and friends, like, we don't get to tell what you are into, man. If you are say, okay, traditional businesses, kaka, it's an offset. I can't call it as a software company. Oh, what software lo undadan kuda నాకు చెప్పేటయ్యలే. This is my claims my mom tells. So
Yes.
so it was very difficult for me to start off this segment of business to make people understand what it is, and they call generally this as a gray man's job. That is what తెల్లపడపడినాక ఇంటిలో
Hmm.
ఆమ్టిక్ చేసే పని అనేది, because it requires a lot of experience and
Ah,
expertise to walk into any business and tell them that stop, you're not supposed to do this, you are supposed to do that. When you have to tell that, you have to
yes.
be confident in understanding certain things. So it was a very difficult journey to
Yes.
immediately step into it. So I started as a freelancer. doing projects for
Mhm.
various experienced people, etc. To set myself as a platform. So ఎందుకంటే
Okay.
టాలెంట్
Mm.
మాత్రం ఉంటే చాలు, ఎస్పెషలీ సమ్టైమ్స్ యూ నీడ్ అ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ టు ప్రూవ్ యువర్ టాలెంట్ కదా. సో స్టార్టెడ్ as
Absolutely
a
right.
freelancer. So started as a freelancer and slowly escalated myself into different ways, and then incepted as a partnership organization along with my
Mhm.
wife, and then started this. Since last 10 years, been doing this. Worked across more than 1,200 projects globally. We have God has
Wonderful.
blessed us with clients all over the world. That's the only thing which I can say.
That's wonderful. So, which is your latest project? Whom are you doing with? Like, I don't know if you can
Um,
reveal the company name, but you can tell the location maybe.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, two of my recent success stories. In fact, I shared it in, I think, the last meeting also. One is
Mhm.
a company called Tata Elxsi. So Pan India, we helped them to get certified for a standard called EHS, which is for environmental health and safety. So associating with such a big name called Tata was a prestige for us. And
That's
then
it.
another company called KDDL. This is another organization near world చేసుకుంటే ఆల్మోస్ట్ అన్ని వాచెస్ కంట్లోపల ఉండే డయల్స్ నీడిల్స్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చర్ చేసేది వాళ్ళే. So
Okay.
we,
Okay.
we
Mm.
name Rad, Rolex, Tag, or Casio. Yeah, watch up nano, or dials any manufacturer. So they had a factory span India. We got them certified for multiple standards. So these
Mhm.
have been two stories. From name the industry, we have done everywhere, ma'am. We have resorts with us for different standards. So as I told you, industry paina standard pothantadi. So we have done for the automotives, we have done for hospitals, we have done for schools, we have done for colleges, then we have done for manufacturing factories, we have done for software companies, we have done for training institutes. So across all industry segments, we have got our presence spread across.
Very nice, Rajesh Garu. I mean, it's really nice. As you said, it's not easy for anybody to kind of start a challenging journey into this stream of business. That too, like, when people around are confused or like, what are you doing? And it's not easy to dare and to everyone and say that I will do this, Ani. So, congratulations to you on coming this, completing a decade in this field of business.
Thank you, ma'am. Very important is, especially the present population, if you're going to
Mhm.
say, people hear more to reply rather than to, just understand. ఏమైనా చెప్తే తనకి ఇమీడియట్గా రిప్లై ఎట్లా ఇస్తాము అనేసి కాచుకొని ఉంటారు. ఓకే ఏమో చెప్తా ఉన్నారు అర్థం చేసుకొని హౌ వీ కెన్ యూజ్ ఇట్ అనే ఒక మెంటాలిటీ హ్యాస్ బీన్ వెరీ less. So getting into it and with the age as a factor was something that I had to work upon, but God has blessed me to what I am today.
Age and Chaparu. So I have a comment on age, probably saying 10 years back you started, you look so young. You might have started this too early, I guess. Antunar, all the best. Antunar.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ గుప్తా గారు. వాళ్ళు ఇప్పుడు నన్ను ఈజ్ అ యంగ్ అండ్ చార్మింగ్ ఎవర్ గ్రీన్ ఎంటర్టైనింగ్
First,
ఎలక్ట్రిఫైయింగ్ పర్సన్. యూ షుడ్
always
సీ హిమ్
young, young
టాకింగ్.
at heart, young at everything.
ఎస్, ఏజ్ ఇస్ జస్ట్ ఎ నంబర్.
Yes. Mahadev Tallam Garu. Happy evening, Bhavna Garu and Ramesh Garu Antunaru. Happy evening, sir. Thanks for joining in. To whom all I can link you on Aduktanar Gupta, sir.
Um, First is definitely any industries who are mainly software industries and manufacturing industries. They have a need of the R for certification, so definitely you can link. But nevertheless, if anybody who is interested to understand and get an ISO certificate, see for example, sometimes if I have to put in a very simple language, man, ఒక ఎంబీఏ డిగ్రీ తీసుకుంటే ఒక పర్సన్కి ఎంత ఒక ఒక పాలిష్డ్గా అనిపిస్తుంది. ఓ వీడు ఎంబీఏ చదివాడు, వీడి దగ్గర ఒక ఎంబీఏ సర్టిఫికేట్ ఉంది అనేది ఎట్లుందో అట్లా ఒక బిజినెస్కి ఒక మంచి రికగ్నిషన్ కావాలి, ఒక మంచి బ్రాండ్ రికగ్నిషన్ కావాలంటే దెన్ యూ కెన్ గెట్ అన్ ఐఎస్ఓ సర్టిఫికేషన్ విచ్ ఇస్ లైక్ ఎంబీఏ టు యువర్ బిజినెస్ రాదర్ దెన్
Yes.
ఇండివిజువల్.
Very rightly said. So, sir, I think you're going to flood, Rajesh Garu with lots of links now, I feel. So, all the
I
best to
hope so.
you also.
Always stay
Uma
positive.
Vemula Garu, superb, sir, అంటున్నారు.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
శ్రీనివాస్ బెలిడే గారు గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ అంటున్నారు. గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ అండి. ఓకే, ఉమా గారు అడుగుతున్నారు వాట్స్ ద యూఎస్పి ఆఫ్ యువర్ సర్వీసెస్ అని అడుగుతున్నారు.
One thing that I can say is the turnaround time. So we have, especially for some common standards, there are some common standards which are widely need of the hour. For example, especially after the Modi government has stepped in, or the new, union government that has come in, any business that who would like to get qualified for a business tender or a government project, ISO certification is mandatory. Without certification, no government or state government tender you can get it. So it's become a prerequisite condition. ఇప్పుడు ఒక కాలేజ్కి పోయి చేరాలంటే ఎస్ఎస్ఎల్సి ఎట్లా కంప్లీట్ చేసిందనో, సో ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు పార్టిసిపేట్ ఇన్ అ స్టేట్ ఆర్ అ సెంట్రల్ గవర్నమెంట్, then certification is mandatory. So once they started making this mandate, we were also seeing how we can help clients to reduce the turnaround time through which they can get a certification at a faster pace. So one of the USP of
Yeah,
our service is definitely making things simple, not complex. So if things are simple, people can understand it easily. Kada? So one of the USB is making things simple and reduce the total time through which you can
turn
get for
around.
certification, turnaround time to get certification. So that is the two things. Okay, and we try to ensure we interpret the standards to your business rather than business interpreting for the standards. మీరు ఏం చేస్తుండారో అది ఎంత మట్టానికి ఇట్స్ ఆల్రెడీ మీటింగ్ అ స్టాండర్డ్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ లెట్ అస్ సే there are some consultants who say, okay, if a simple requirement, ఒక్కొక్క ఎంక్వైరీ వస్తే మీరు కూర్చొని రాసుకోవాలంటారు. You might be writing in a small ledger already. So we try to link your existing practice to the standard rather than telling this is the standard practice, so you sit and do it. So
Hmm.
tailoring the standards to your organization is another USP. So one is definitely making it simple to your business. Second is reducing the turnaround time, and third is tailoring standards to your business requirements. So these are our USPs.
Yes, so ma'am, in simpler words, if you want any kind of certifications with lesser turnaround time and getting it right in the first time by making things simple, I think the place to go is Mr. Rajesh and
Thank you.
SGC Services.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Praveen Garu, good evening, Andunaru, good evening, Andi. Thanks for joining in. Does it apply for all sectors and size to back government tenders? Ani
Yes,
Andunaru.
ma'am. Especially if it's a government tender, a state government tender, sometimes has conditions. But more or less, what we see presently, because we keep handling a lot of inquiries that come for government tender qualifications, state government most of it has. But if it's a union government or a central government tender, definitely it's a mandatory, ma'am. Irrespective of whatever size you are, unless you are ISO certified, they won't take it. See, I'll give you simple things. You might have seen a small transition that happened during the period the railway started improving. You see, if you walk in now, you will see probably the linen clean, beds clean, or even the food that they are serving, especially in trains like Shatabdi, etc., neatly packed, and clean, and a little hygiene. The reason being because is probably the vendors, everybody had to undergo ISO audit. So it's not simple. If let's say if you find the hygienity levels or something, everything has to be a little benchmark. So any government tenders, the reason they are doing this, tomorrow they can also claim to back to the public that there is some credibility. మేము ఊరికే ఎవరికో ఇస్తలేదు, but we
Ah,
have done
just
some
yeah.
credibility check.
Hmm.
Okay, so Taninka, they have made sure that any government tenders require ISO standards.
Yes, Uma ma'am, I hope that answers your question. So it's not about like it's like they try to have certified companies because the credibility can be questioned by higher authorities or anybody in that. Like you're in a more responsible place there.
Correct.
So Harsha Gupta says, wow, nice to hear such service providers as a Vaishya in the near future need ISO for VVaishya to enter Naro.
I'll be more than happy. Vivasha, what I have definitely seen is a very highly process-driven place. Whether it's conducting your meetings or onboarding a new member, or whether you're conducting this particular program, how the way communication happens, the process in which you guys are doing is definitely something that has to be appreciated. I think all the way you're already a process-driven place.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Rajesh Garu. So Sampath Kumar Garu, Aerospace Standard also doing for services, Iris Standard services and
Yeah, so aerospace is a standard basically. See, like Bhavana Garu asked, there might be some standards which are sector specific. So aerospace standard, we generally call it as AS9100D. Okay, so this is basically for the industries who in the supply chain of only aerospace products. Anything that you are manufacturing or providing service, it could be a software or it could be a product. If it's going into a plane or residing into the operation of a plane, for them it is called as aerospace standards. And what is the IDA standards is basically for the railways. So anybody who is supplying for a railway, especially from the aspect of the automotive part of the railway, not the business part, but the automotive part, something going into the railways, engines, coaches, should be certified for IRIS standard. So that is basically for the railways.
Okay.
So the base standard ISO 9001 is the base standard, and there are additional requirements to this, like the first floor, second floor, third floors of a building. So those are the other standards that gets added to the base tag. Nice
Okay.
to hear such standards,
Um,
ma'am.
yeah.
Very rarely I get such standards somebody
Audience.
asking in public platforms.
Yes. It's really nice to know. So Uma ma'am is saying, got it. Thank you for your response, Antonaro. So
Pleasure.
while we're talking more about SGC services, I think we'll see a quick small video, which will probably talk about in 1 minute the services about of SGC services, which will remain on our top recall most of the times for
Definitely.
me.
Hi friends, how are you all?
Good. But business is not at great shape. There are good government and private tender but I am unable to qualify.
Hey, my business is good, but I am not able to streamline and control the operations and cost.
I don't know how to attract more customers. And if I approach some reputed big customers, there are so many questions about my business, which I am unable to answer.
Hey, I have faced all three issues and guess what? I overcame all of them.
How?
Well, I am across and engaged a very good management consultant SGC services from Bangalore. They provided necessary solutions to all my business shortfalls and have helped many business since last decade.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much for that.
Yes. So we have more comments coming in. Shravan Garu is asking whether ISO is mandatory for gem traders and adugutunnaru.
Okay, so see, GEM is a platform provided by the government which already takes care of certain requisition, and sometimes in some categories for you to get enrolled as a GEM is Government E-Marketplace for those who are new to this. So that is what is a GEM as an acronym. So in some business sectors, to get enrolled in GEN as a directory, like for example మనము ఒక WeVysya జాయిన్ కావాలంటే మీరు రిజిస్టర్డ్ బిజినెస్ కాదా అనేసి ఒక క్వశ్చన్ అడుగుతారు కదా. సో అట్లా జెమ్లా కొన్ని సలాలు ఎంటర్ కావాలా అంటే ఐఎస్ఓ ఇస్ అ మ్యాండేటరీ ఫర్ సర్టన్ జెమ్ లిస్టింగ్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. Okay, but when you participate in gem lane already they ask a lot of questions. What is your manufacturing capacity, quality eట్లు చూస్తారు, inspection ఏమి, capabilities ఏమి, ఇవన్నీ చాలా questions ఉండేదానిక. Sometimes when tenders are sourced through gem, it may not be a requirement to have an ISO certification, but for some categories to get listed in gem itself requires ISO certificate.
Okay. So I think Shravan Garu, I hope that answers your question. So if you want to know more about like if it is applicable to your business or not, you could connect with Rajesh Garu. His number is in
Definitely.
the scrolling bar. 9986669420 is his number. And as he said, it's not like it's mandatory or not. Maybe it depends on the kind of business that you have. That even for listing, some of the businesses might need
See,
ISO.
in India presently, none of the ISO standards are mandatory, but they are obligatory. Why we use the word obligatory? అంటే ఇప్పుడు for example, let's say there is a pollution control board consent that you take for your factory. One of the condition in it says you have to obtain a ISO 14000 certification shortly. Okay.
Okay.
Similarly, if you have a food business and you are having a food, one is FSSI registration, one is called licensing. If you have a FSSI licensing, one of the condition tells you have to be a HACCP or ISO 22000 certified. Okay, this is a
Okay.
recommendation, but not it's obligatory, not mandatory. But globally, if you
Mhm.
see, especially countries like Singapore, UK, UK definitely, and US. To run businesses of certain segments, ISO is mandatory.
Okay, okay. So yeah, that answers your question, Ankuntanu Shravan Garu.
For example, star rating. You can't get a star rating for a property unless you have a ISO certification. So they are the checkpoints. So sometimes I keep telling my wife when we go to some place and she says this is nice. See, they've got a star rating. Probably some consultants like have helped us to establish some systems at the baseline.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Sampath Garu, thanks అంటున్నారు. Nice video అని చెప్తున్నారు.
Thank you so much, sir.
Suvarna Garu, AP State President. Very good evening, Bhavana ma'am and Rajesh Garu అంటున్నారు. Nice to hear about Rajesh business and about SGC services. Great going, Rajesh Garu అంటున్నారు.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. So, to all the audience out there, if you have any questions or you have some comments and anything you want to hear or your avail services, please share it in the comment section. Meanwhile, we will quickly take a look at the profile of SGC services to see what kind of certifications, like how does it actually come up, and maybe a few examples that we could see.
Definitely, ma'am, definitely. So this is our organization, and many times, when we started, we always had a question, sir. You provide certification to so many organizations. You're not self are certified, and as a question achieved one of the client. Then we thought, okay, yes, I think it is a time that we introspect ourselves, and rather than telling we are good, what we tell our customers, let them also get a hand of it. And I see we are also an ISO certified organization, and as the name says, we are a catalyst for your managerial experience. You might be doing good. We are here to make you great.
Wonderful.
So that is what we do. So I'm the chief consultant of this organization. That's my credentials at your next page. Ma'am, I think the scrolling went back to the first page. So yeah, these are the credentials and our basic business. As I told you, my journey has been from a freelancer to being a managing partner of SGC Services. What is the organization today? We are into training, auditing, and into consultancy activities. Can we move ahead now? So these are the different credentials, my education background, and so on. We are a short team. A team of around 6 people, 6 consultants, and those who asked, I mean, I had a question, right? Techno savvy. So, we are very techno savvy. That is one of the USPs, and we have a wide range. Sometimes I get questions from my clients, sir, your other consultants are older than you. You are the youngest person we have ever met, and I say, so well, yeah, my colleagues are very elder to me. Those who work along with me are very elder to me, so they carry the experience and the expertise that is required for various businesses. So across any business, you can see on the left hand side, supply chain, quality, production. How a wheel requires 8 spokes. So these are the 8 functions that are required to run any business. A good
Nice.
purchase, a good quality, a good production, a planning, a HR, a labor management, employee welfare, training, information technology. So we can provide all these services across all the domains to help your business shape better. So next slide now.
Right.
These are some credibilities that we have been humbled upon. 2021 there was a private survey in which we got listed as one of the top 10 Karnataka startups in the activity that we do. And on the right hand side, central government Minister Shri Pratap Chandra Sarangi across the MSME awards had appraised our organization as the best consultant and training organization related to management services 3 years back.
That's nice.
And we
Congratulations.
are the only ISO consultants and trainers to get an accreditation, which is International Accreditation Organization, which is located in USA. So we had almost around undergone around 18 months of audits to get
Ah,
certified for. Yeah, every month there was an audit for us to get recognized for this accreditation. So this is one of the prestigious accreditation, and we are the first ISO consultants and trainers in India to get certified or to get accredited for this standard.
that's really nice. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So these are the different industry segments that we have worked. So I think holistically, like Atlas, we also have all the industry segments spelled out over there. We had got the privilege to work across all the industry segments, so that has been one of the advantage. And when you come to us, that is one of the USP. You have the experience of how every business works and works well. That is very important.
Yeah.
Next, ma'am, if you can just go ahead. So, yeah, see, this is what is SGC incepted with. SGC actually came with the motive that, seek goals through clear solutions. See, what is very important is you might have bundle of energy, but if your energy is not channelized properly, your energy of no use, right? So we help you to articulate your solutions properly, through which whatever goals you have, you want to be a good business, you want to be in the Fortune 500, you want to have a government project, you want to, let's say, have become a multifold, let's say you want to get a CIA Business Excellence Award, name it. Name your goal, you give us that, and if you want to know how to do it, we will give you the exact consultancy and service and how to achieve that.
That's wonderful.
Uh, so this is what we ultimately help our clients. We call this as the pillars of sustainability. Any business can only sustain if they take care of this PQCDSM, what we call it as productivity, quality, reduce your cost of your operations, have more business safety, employee satisfaction. So employee morale should improve. So this is what we aim in doing any business to achieve better heights.
Hmm.
You can scroll down. If you can go to the yes, so this is the domain of our services. One is basically, as we have already spoken about, is ISO standards, and the other one, what we do is what is called as TQM, Total Quality Management, which is principles inspired by Toyota manufacturing systems. Okay, so that is very easy. If you can know, if you know why Toyota is what Toyota in terms of quality, everybody knows that, right? That is because, not just because of a brand, that is because of the systems that they follow inside their organization, and those systems are called as total quality management principles. So we help companies adopt those principles and excel themselves in their areas of work. You can scroll down now. So I think these are the different trainings, supports that we give to our clients. Some things on soft skills like leadership, problem solving, project management, time management, and the other things are on some core technical oriented programs like ISO standards and different other acronyms which are used in many industries. Next, please. These are the different standards. We handle more than 35 standards, but these are the popular standards that we have been doing since last 12 years, if we have to calculate it as 2012. So these are the popular standards that we have been doing over the last few years. Next. uh, yeah, so that's it. So you can contact us, and we also have a lot of additional collaborated engagements, which is the last services, more to sometimes get certified for standards. You require a lot of evidences, etc. So we have a lot of collaboration services that we do, like if you want to stack trainings or food testings, environmental testings, and then something related to patent filing. Okay, so secure code reviews, VAPT, something which a software businesses require. So we assist on all these collaborated services in order to for various businesses. So that's about us. So if you're interested, always look at the banner scrolling down. I think Bhavana Garu has told a lot of us about our website and our contact details. So always feel free to get in touch with us.
Absolutely, Rajesh Garu. It's really nice to hear about all the services. So I'm pretty sure that every audience who's watching and every member of WeVysya will want to have their business to be more credible and want to take up at least relevant certifications for standards. I think most of
Correct.
the people now are a bit aware of these things, but when it comes to traditional businesses, is where probably we'll have to give it a little
Um,
more.
See, one thing that I always say is traditional businesses always carry a great weight on them called legacy. Okay, so
Yes.
these legacy, sometimes what will happen is we are in the generation where our next generation is very very fast and quick. They don't have the patience like what our generation had. మనం
Yes.
మన పెద్దోళ్ళు చెప్తే ఓకే వీళ్ళు ఇట్లా చెప్పిండారు ఇట్లే చేస్తాము అనేసి ఉంటాము. బట్ ద నెక్స్ట్ జనరేషన్ ఛాలెంజెస్ వై షుడ్ వి డూ లైక్ దిస్, రైట్? సో
Right.
ఇఫ్ వి జస్ట్ కంటిన్యూ టు ద వే వి హ్యావ్ ట్రెడిషనally run our work, I'm really not sure the fast food generation, what we call as the next generation, will quickly adapt to what we have been working. They have been used to technology, techno savvy. మనం ఇంకా కొంచెం ఇట్లా మాట్లాడాలి, ఇట్లా పెట్టాలి, ఇట్లా చేయాలి, ఇట్లా కొంచెం రాసుకోవాలంటే మొబైల్ ఉంది వాళ్ళు యూజ్ చేయకూడదు అని మనతో అడుగుతారు కదా.
Right.
So for traditional businesses, yes, if you would like to hand over your generation very professionally to others, contact us.
Yes, absolutely. Rightly said. I mean, that is the need that I see is more because other kind of industries, like we are saying, software and manufacturing units, now they've kind of grown a bit to understand that this is really essential for our businesses. I mean,
Yes, ma'am. See, one thing that you should always understand is, see, you name the business magnets, let's say Adani or Ambani. None, they have so many businesses. Doesn't mean they always sit in the cash box and go to every business every day, right?
absolutely.
They deploy the system to ensure it controls all over them. They know what the certain checkpoints and they have the control on those checkpoints. That's what
Right.
traditional businesses also should focus to grow themselves.
Hmm. Right. All right.
Yeah, thank you.
So I think there are a few more comments coming in. One of the Facebook users, Super Sir, love to get associated with you, Antunaru.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Because it's from the group, I don't know the name, but you could just contact Rajesh Garu. His number is in the scrolling bar. And Uma Madam says, congratulations and excellent presentation, sir. Best wishes. You're doing a fantastic job, Antunaru.
Thank you again.
Sai Chalavadi Garu. Hi, Bhavna and Rajesh. Thank you very much for initiate business workflow of organization. అని చెప్తున్నారు.
Thank you.
Yes, so Rajesh Garu, it's really nice interacting with you and knowing more about yourself and SGC services. Anything
Thank you
else
so much.
that you want to share with our audience?
Well, first and foremostly, humbled for inviting me for this session, and thank you for the opportunity, for allowing me to be a part of this. One thing that I always say is every business, whether it's my client or whomever I meet, every business should always focus on two aspects. One, never stop giving quality product or service to your customers at any cost. Quality is the only thing that can help you to sustain uh, for when n number of years, whatever it is. People always remember, may forget your place, but they'll always remember the quality with which you have delivered. So one is always focus on quality, and it is all about you. You are responsible for quality. If you get compromised in your business saying that okay, let's do it, then the people, your employees also will be compromised. Okay, boss only says why should we bother, right? So
Yes, absolutely.
quality is very important in business. Please focus on that and keep smiling and keep growing.
Just like Rajesh Smile. Huh? Nice smile.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So, how do you feel being part of WeVysya family?
Great, ma'am. But my business, sometimes prohibits me from attending all the meetings. But I think my chapter as well as my president has been very humbled. I mean, very kind to me, mainly. For giving me that leverage, and whenever possible, whatever meetings I attend, I always enjoy. Always something different, something to explore, some new challenges. So one thing or the other, we improve our skill sets. That is very important. So today, I was reading an article. Many people are getting laid off in many software companies. So remember,
And
they
talk
only
of the
remove it. Yeah, they remove it. If you are having the right skills, definitely they'll not remove it because they'll not find a replacement for you or for your skill
right.
set. That is very important. And Vivasha, through their lot of exercises and then team events, always tries to impart some or the other skill required. Recently, we had one of the thing where you had to speak in Kannada. It was really challenging. మనం కర్ణాటకలో జనరల్గా ఎంత క్యాజువల్గా కన్నడ మాట్లాడేసి మన బిజినెస్ని కన్నడలో ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేయాలనేటప్పుడు ఇట్ వాస్ రియలీ ఛాలెంజింగ్. సో దట్ వాస్ అ న్యూ థింగ్ దట్ యూస్ oh, this is something we should look into. So that those things have already been exciting. I mean, always been exciting as a part of this.
So, how do you feel being part of this show today here with us?
It was great, ma'am. So many new people. I could see. Could see a lot of comments. So the show. I've been seeing the show. Since few weeks, and whenever I've joined WeVysya, whatever alerts and broadcast comes, I keep seeing the show. So a lot of inspiring stories. It is always said, instead of reading a 10,000 pages book, you spend 10 minutes with a person, it's much better to learn it, kada. So a lot of
Yes.
experiences that others share in the part of this forum is definitely something that you have to look forward for.
Absolutely, Rajesh Garu. It's really nice having you. So,
Thank you.
with this, I wish you and the entire team of SGC services all the very best. Keep helping more organizations get certified and improve their businesses in the long way to go. So,
Thank
all
you.
the very best.
Thank you so much, madam.
Thank
Good
you.
luck,
And
and thank you for all the viewers.
yeah, thank you. Good night.
Good night.
All right, so today in the 174th episode of Business Bites with Bhavna, we just spoke to Rajesh Balasubramanian Garu, who is into who is into the certification of your businesses. A business aina kavachu, how important is certification ani, we just spoke and understood about that. So definitely something to look for ani నాకు అనిపిస్తుంది. So whichever business you might be owning, whatever you might be doing, do not forget to get in touch with Rajesh Gairu and explore the options, like, what are the certifications that is really needed for your businesses, Zani. You could definitely explore with him. So Uma ma'am is saying, looking forward to more sessions, Bhavna Antunuru. Absolutely, ma'am. As promised, we will do this episodes with all the members of Vysya as a privilege to them. So definitely this will go on, and we'll need all of your support by viewing and supporting our members on a daily basis. Good night, Antonaru. Good night, sir. All right, as usual, if you're an Ari Vaishya, still not part of the V Vaishya family, and you're owning a business, then I think now is the time. Visit www.vvaishya.org, or you could reach out to us on 9886128128, and we'll be more than happy to welcome you with open hands and open arms. Right, so as usual, before we end the day, one thought for the day, right? Externally, we have built a better reputation with clients. Internally, we have a much stronger structure and a valuable way to find areas to improve the business. So, when we say this externally, if you have a good reputation with the clients, ante, definitely you will have to have kind of certifications that we have been talking today. So, do not forget these words. Think about it for your business. What are the certifications that you already have, and what is it that you want to get known to larger audience? Before you go to sleep, think about it and have a very good night. See you all tomorrow again with another member and another business that we're going to talk about. Till then, take care. And tomorrow is 200th episode. We have a very nice person who is coming as a guest for 175th episode. I'm sorry, I said 200, 175th episode. So do not miss tomorrow's episode. I'll see you all again tomorrow. Good night. Take care. Signing off. Yours, Bhavna.